What is good, YouTube? We're back again to talk about the importance of sleep. Now, if you don't get any sleep, this is what's going to happen. Your immune system is going to fail. You're going to get diabetes. You're going to get cancer, depression, memory loss. You know, all that good shit. Did you know that one night of bad sleep, you have the same insulin level or insulin sensitivity as someone that has type 2 diabetes? Yeah, it's fucking weird, right? To reiterate, insulin is your body's, way of absorbing carbs, most likely. That's like the best way I can define it. So that it doesn't, glucose, that's what it is, yeah. It absorbs glucose so it doesn't go inside your bloodstream, That's why if you don't have diabetes, your insulin works. But if you have type 2 diabetes, you need fucking diabetic, like insulin shots? Yeah, because they need that shit to survive. Now, if you don't get any sleep, your insulin levels drops. That means you can gain a bit more weight. And you don't want that. I don't want to say this, but it's true. You don't lose weight from running, all that shit. Lifting does help in losing weight, but the number one way to lose weight is sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. You can lose a shit ton of weight from sleeping. Females, if you sleep less than 4 hours a night, you're more likely to have heart disease. So let's say you slept one night less than 4 hours. Oh yeah, that bar for heart disease goes up even further, twice. And for men, heart attacks. And what's the leading cause of death? Heart disease and heart attacks. And you wonder why people get that shit a lot, because they don't get enough sleep. Before we had all this technology, light bulbs and all this shit, like a century ago, like 100 years ago, they slept more. They slept way more. We, as a society, in America, because in Europe they kind of do a little bit better than us. Some of the countries in the eastern side, they don't work at night. Us, light bulbs, artificial shit, keeps us awake. And that's just bad. We lost, in the United States, every person lost 1.5 to 2 hours of sleep. That's how much sleep you lost. Because the LED lights at parties, oh shit, it's time to fuck shit up on Friday, you know what I mean? That type of shit is what caused you to have more heart disease and higher heart attacks. But I'll talk about that in probably this video or the next video about alcohol and like all that other shit. Because sleep is really important, and I want to put that shit down here. It really isn't the amount of sleep you get. You can get 8 hours of sleep, fuck yeah. From 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. Yeah, you got 8 hours of sleep. No, that's not good. That's not good sleep. If you're doing night shift too, that's not good either. I'll explain that in a bit. What you need is sleep quality. It's not quantity, it's quality that matters. If you get good ass sleep, you will be rejuvenated, you'll be great. If you don't get any sleep, you get less creative, more exhausted, more stressed, and you don't perform as well. That's why athletes, they sleep a shit ton. How many hours LeBron James sleep? 10 hours. You think he practices 10 hours? No. He probably does after he gets 10 hours of sleep. Same with Usain Bolt. They don't train like that. They sleep a lot. That the majority of people don't know. Most athletes don't even know that. Their body, if you're an athlete, your body knows. Like after a good day of basketball practice, soccer practice, swimming practice, wrestling practice, Your body knows. You know too. Like, oh shit, I need to go to sleep after I eat dinner. You know what I mean? Your body knows, and you know as well. Sleep is very important. That's where you heal yourself. Because if you don't sleep, you're utilizing a fraction of yourself. So let's say, when I mean that, you're probably using 1/8 of yourself when you wake up. Throughout the day, you're using 1/8. Can you believe that? Especially like if you're making music, creativity wise, you know, if you're a producer or something like making art and shit, you're using 1/8 of your skill. You know how shitty that is? Imagine Kobe, you know, in the finals, and you just see him 1/8 of him. Oh, he scores 5 points the whole game. No, that doesn't happen. He learned to get more sleep. It took, like, he said, what the fuck's going on? You know, I'm practicing all day. I wake up at this time all day. I'm in there. I'm shooting good. I'm all good. But when it came down, he found out that it was sleep. It was sleep that fucked him up. The leading sleep researcher, William Ment, said, you're not healthy till your sleep is healthy. I agree with that 100%. Here's some weird shit. When you sleep, no, when you're awake, your body's breaking down. When you sleep, your body's building up. Now, put that in your head. Sleep literally rebuilds you and it keeps you youthful. Now, if you're a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, fucking young as fuck, and you stay up all night playing video games, going to the parties, you know, it's fun and all. But once you're 24, 23, and especially if you're a woman, you're going to look like you're 30, 40. Like, you're trying to keep your youth. So sleep early. Make sure your sleep is important. Because if it ain't, you're going to look ugly as shit. Especially the people that do 24 hours of, you know, marathon or some shit. Like, oh, we're doing a Star Wars marathon. I did that before, you know what I mean? But you lose 6% of glucose that goes inside your brain. In short terms, you get fucking retarded. And you can't get that shit back. You really can't. The only way you can is by sleeping consistently well. So your brain's like, okay, you can have it back. It's like a teacher taking your phone away, you know what I mean? They give it back after you do some good behavior type shit. And you know why all gamers are fat? It's because whenever you stay up late, again, you're losing glucose in your brain. And what is glucose? Carbs, foods, anything that has energy. So whenever you're not sleeping, right, you're losing glucose in your brain, and your brain's like, I need some glucose. So what does it do? Goes downstairs, opens the fridge, eats anything that looks good. And that's why people are fat. They stay up, they come home, late from work, they get a cheeseburger, at McDonald's. They eat that shit because their glucose in their brain, it's depleting. Say your brain is depleting in glucose, it actually goes into there's like some specific parts of your brain that gets more affected. Parietal lobe, I think that's how you say it, and the prefrontal cortex. Figure out where the fuck that is in your brain, but you lose 14% of it. 14% if you don't sleep. And you're like, what the fuck do they do? That's where your creativity comes from. That's where your thinking comes from. When you're socially aware, because you act like a weirdo. Like, y'all gamers know, it gets weird at night, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, you're not drinking anything, but you get weird. Everybody's laughing and shit, it's just weird. No one's high, you just get weird. And it gets to the point where you can't tell from right and wrong. That's why there's a lot of criminal activities at night. Because you're depleting of that shit. Those parts of your brains are important, so keep them healthy. People that are sleep deprived, you're literally fighting against your biology. You're fighting against Mother Nature. You do know that you're gonna die one day. Just don't try to die early. That's all I'm saying. You're fucking yourself up for that. If you ain't sleeping, your biology takes over. or some animal takes over you. Some people, they forget what they said that one night. Shit like that happens. It's because you haven't got any sleep. Again, sleep, with all this shit, it brings poor academics. So if you're trying to be that A+ student, you ain't gonna be. And sleeping late actually makes you drink more and do marijuana. I don't know why, it just does. There's more correlation with it. Because people like to stay up, drink, do that shit, instead of taking care of their body, because they don't give a fuck. And they'll bring you down too. Depends on your crowd. It doesn't evolve. It's not evolutionary. We will never evolve with sleep. Sleep is its own thing. And if it needs that much sleep, if your body needs that much sleep, you're gonna get it. You're not gonna evolve, fucker. Come on. A caveman needs the same amount of sleep that you do. Okay? So don't try to fucking beat it. And you might be thinking like, okay, if I don't get enough sleep, I'm gonna be losing glucose in my fucking brain. Or all that shit. But what happens if I do get sleep? What do I get? Again, your body rebuilds. And that means over here, in here, it builds junk. It's gonna build junk. So your body filters that shit when you sleep. So when you wake up, all that shit's gone. All that shitty, is wiping that shit down. All the things that you thought, all the, like files and shit in your computer. Imagine your brain as a computer and the CPU and all that shit. It's gonna get rid of all that stupid fucking malware and type shit, You don't need those viruses in your fucking brain. It gets rid of all that shit when you sleep. Because the cells in your brain, they eat, they reproduce, and they communicate with each other. Alright? They're active. Like you. How you're a living organism. There's living organisms all around you. Even the bacteria is in your brain. There's bacteria everywhere. The cellular waste in your body, it's called the lymphatic system. And what it does is that it clears everything junk in your body. Except for the brain, because it has its own. Alright, think of it as a bodyguard, It's getting rid of all the fucking retards out of the party, you know what I mean? You don't need them. If you want to have a fun body, you want to get rid of all the people that you don't want. All the cutters, I guess, I don't know. And the system that cleans your brain is called the lymphatic system. And it's the same shit. But it cleans your brain only. And you need sleep for both. So, what do I recommend? Now that you know how important sleep is, schedule your sleep. Look at how much sleep you're going to get every day. Am I going to get this much sleep? Why am I not getting this much sleep? Who the fuck is stopping me from getting this much sleep? Because if you're an athlete, if you're someone that's always thinking, especially if you're the president or some shit, you need to think a lot. You need some sleep. So schedule your sleep. Plan it out for the week. That's what I always do. I actually plan it for the month. Maybe I'll get to the point where I go to my spreadsheet and plan it out for the whole year. And also, change your perspective on sleep. Some of y'all see it as like, oh fuck, I gotta get this shit done so I can start work again. No. Think of it as something that's fun. That's a reward. It's a reward. You're giving your body a reward. You did so great today that here, you get to sleep today. Thank you. That type of shit. Reward your body by giving it sleep. It's the best thing. And when you see your bed, think of it as sleep. And I'll make another video of how you shouldn't, the only thing you should be doing on your bed is only 2 things, and you already know. But that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna make another video about sleeping and all that shit. But it's your boy, aka Nova, aka your friendly neighborhood Nova, aka Mihai. Oh my fucking god! Signing out. Peace.
Overall, the idea is a very simple one, and the Mamba mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what the mentality means. It means every day you're trying to become better.
Oh well, whatever happens, happens.